I want y'all to be able to see the stuff. So make sure, I got to make sure I'm actually looking where I'm supposed to be looking. Make sure you're liking and sharing this and tuning in. Comment below if you're watching this. Tell me what uh, plants you're excited about growing this year. We usually say what state you're growing in or what USDA zone you're in. Tell me what plants you are being so excited about growing on today. And I'm going to be showing you my patio. Again, for those of you who don't know, I'm Derek Haynes, a chocolate botanist, and my camera is never set up where I want it to be. Never, I tell you, never. There we go. My camera's never set up where I want it to be. This is zone 8, formerly zone 7, USDA zone 8. I'm going to be up here briefly for a couple of minutes. So fast forward through it, watch it, check it out, check it out. And I'm going to be showing you things. Last time we were here, which wasn't last week, maybe it was last week, I started seed. And I'm so excited to show you that the seed we started last week has grown. There's some that didn't come up, okay? But a lot of them did indeed grow. And I can't wait to show you what it is. So remember, like, comment, share, subscribe, tune in to see more of Derek the Chocolate Botanist, and we are going to go forward. So, ooh, that camera was greasy. You know, I put some lotion on this morning and I got it on that camera. So here's what we have here. We have this baby. Boop. This is the iris pot, the iris bed. And although it looks like there's nothing coming in, if I zoom in ever so quick, you see that? You see that? That looks like it could be potentially some of the seeds I threw in. Okay. I think I did begonias and coleus in this one or celosias in this one. I'd have to go back to the video and see. But there's one there, and then there's one right here and right here. Right there, we have a couple of seedlings that have popped up. Okay. Then on this bed, you can see the mustards are still mustarding. I got some, that's probably grass, but I'll leave it be. But look at these sunflowers. And I can tell they're sunflowers because there we go. Got to be my own cameraman and talker here, orating and such. I know what sunflower seeds look like. And they're also right here at this bed, right? Look at that there. This is also the Solomon seal I took from a friend or he gave me. And they're still looking a little wicked. They're looking a little tough, but they're gonna root up and grow up real soon. Okay. Thank you for the like. We have these other random seedlings that have came up. I don't remember what these are. And then my Ellen Camp is growing pretty big. This is her second year showing off and showing out. Those of you watching, tell me what plants you're happy about seeing. This is my Mullen verbascum species. Again, we have some sunflowers in here too. You see them. Okay, we're getting a quick view of my patio before we do some tasks on today. My Asiatic lilies are coming up. They are coming up. These are old, something I grew last year, old grasses, probably lemongrass, other stuff that I just use as kind of like a mulch. Again, those of you who are liking, like and share, please. But these are going to be beautiful. Those of you who've seen the video I have of like the pretty black lily, it's going to be some of these. And I cannot wait. We're going to also fertilize today, party people. I'm going to talk about that. My bee balm, lemon balm. There's some seeds that have come up kind of here and there. Okay, we can see some seeds coming up. Then we have this one here, these seedlings down here that are looking ever so gorgeous, right? My daylily, which is a chocolate variety, I can't remember the name of it. My oregano, which I'm going to cook with oregano more this year so I can actually take care of it. And my elderberry. So, what are we going to do today, party people? Well, I'll tell you, because I know you're like, what are we going to do? I'm going to tell you. And also make sure you can hear me. Like, make sure you tell me if you can hear me or not. Because I would hate for this to be like talking and you can't hear me. So, like, I can't, if you put in the comments if you can hear me or not. We've been going for about 5 minutes. I'm going to water my patio today and I'm going to fertilize. Okay. Why am I going to fertilize? I fertilize heavy, I fertilize often. I will pack my planters full of stuff. We've seen some of these behind me just have a bunch of seedlings in them, right? A bunch of seedlings mean a bunch of them need to be able to have food. And I do slow releases and quick releases. That's what I do. And you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. But now I'm worried and self-conscious because you're not responding if I can hear myself, and I don't want to grab my computer. But we're going to keep going. I want to be able to fertilize heavily, right? So how do I do that? I have to do it carefully. So I add some slow releases, and I'm very particular about what I'm using and how much I'm using. I'm looking at NPKs of products. The NPK of product you would have saw me use before was a 344, I believe. I can grab it real quick because I think it's right near the door. I had to keep it in this bag because it has a hole in it. But it's a Spoma Biotone. They are not sponsoring me, but they could. And it is on the side here, a 433. So this is a very light touch, right? Which is great. Sometimes we need a light touch. But I also have this product which says it's for vegetables and tomatoes, but I'm going to use it in my garden. Some of these varieties are specified for certain plants because certain plants need more nutrients than others. Hey, everybody watching, make sure you're liking and sharing and subscribing and commenting and all that stuff. But these fertilizers like this that say like vegetables and tomatoes, it's not just for vegetables and tomatoes. It's not like if I put this on my primroses, they're going to be like, and go. Right? So I can still use them. I'm going to use a gentle hand. So we're going to fertilize today. We're going to water today. And I think that's everything I'm going to do. So, again, those of you watching, at this point, if you haven't already in the comments, tell me what plant you are excited about growing. Okay? And we're going to go ahead and get started with fertilizing. I am going to start with fertilizing and watering this thing right in front of me, which is this. These beautiful, beautiful irises. Here we go. Now, these irises are dope because I got them from, again, a plant sale in the Triangle. They have seedlings who are growing around them. These seedlings have not even developed their true roots yet. So I am not going to fertilize this. Even though these babies could take it, I've already thrown fertilizer in here. I have to keep mind of that. Get a garden journal if you're not able to remember it and keep up with it. But I'm just going to water this. Okay. How am I going to do that? I have some water that is basically gungy looking because it has milk in it. I know I tell y'all not to water with milk purposely, but this was spoiled milk and I didn't want that liquid to disappear. So I'm just going to water off to the side like this. And I'm careful not to really wash out these seedlings. I don't want to wash them away. So I had my hand over everything. This 5-gallon here container is quite heavy. So you don't have to do that, but you could use your regular Dagler things. I'm just going to use this. This next one is the one that contains my sunflowers and the mustard greens. The mustard greens do have their true leaves. The sunflowers do not. So the next thing I'm going to do is water them. Whoop. I'm going to give them a hit of fertilizer first. Always make sure you look at the instructions on your fertilizer before you do that. I'm going to give them a light hit because there's going to be a lot of greenery growing in here, a lot of green. Sunflowers are going to be needing all this energy in order to grow and to do what they're supposed to do. They're going to need the ability to produce a flower with tons of seeds while also not competing with these mustards that want to put out a bunch of leaves. And I put in more mustards in here, but a couple of them looks like something ate at a couple of them because there's just stems here. So it looks like there was a snail or a slug or something that got me. Nothing I can do now. I still got a couple in here. This is why I planted more than I wanted, hoping that enough would survive. And this is also why I did double seeds. Like you could see here, there's a couple of seeds of these sunflowers. Am I going to thin these out? Potentially. I can even do that right now real quick. I'm going to stick my finger in here carefully. And I'm going to try to root under. I got a little bit of this root mass. Y'all see that? Isn't that beautiful? And I'm just going to move this to the center. I don't want to break the stem. I just want to be able to get it and move it. Some of these you may thin to kill out and just take out. I don't have the heart to do that because I'm a big old softy. Okay. So I'm going to dig my little finger up under here. And because these two are right next to each other and I got my finger in something real wet. Ah, there's something to be said there. The soil under here is already super saturated, actually. And I dug my finger in there. It's always good to finger your soil. Finger your soil every day you can. When I stick my finger in here and I'm going pretty much all the way down to my pointer finger, which is a couple of inches down, it's actually wet down there. But these all don't have roots to be able to pull that water. We could even see right here, there's a wilting plant. My stand would be trying not to stand with me. Stand by your man. You see that rooting, that wilting one right there? Its roots are not good enough, thick enough, long enough yet to go all the way to the bottom. So we're going to water this, and we're going to water this carefully. Sometimes I will tell people to use cups. Water into a cup. Reuse a cup like this one from your local foodery in order not to drown out your plants. You don't want to wash them away. If you're watering with a watering hose, you want to be real gentle. Be careful with that water. I'm being very intentional. These are already pretty wet. I'm just covering now this top layer of soil. I kind of knocked that one over. Didn't mean to. I'm sorry, buddy. And I'm only going to be out of town for a little bit, but if I was gone for longer, I would water heavier. Okay. So same thing I'm going to do for that I did for that, I'm going to do for this next one. This next one has some Asiatic lilies and some other plants that are already grown. I'm going to give it a little bit of fertilizer first. This is a slow release that I could have mixed in, but I don't. I don't really turn over my soil anymore. And I'm going to just sprinkle like this, a little bit all over. Now that I've sprinkled a little bit all over, I'm going to go ahead and get the cup I just had in my hands and water. Again, my water is looking white because it has like spoiled milk in it. Because I'll just use that on my outdoor plants. It's not to really benefit them, but to benefit the soil's microbiome. That could take some of that. So I'm watering over the plants. Is that a bus? And again, if I get to the bottom of the soil, I could probably see and feel some moisture, but I'm not going to bother with that. And those of you who have questions while you're here, you can type your questions in the comments, and I'll be able to answer your questions about gardening and such. Typically, I say water until you see water coming out the bottom of the pot. We're going to still follow that MO. It's not super hot here yet because it's the end of April, almost May. So I'm just going to, still be gentle. Now here, in this pot, we do see some drips. We don't see any here yet, and we may not see any here, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and fertilize this next one, which has my Ellencamp. Ellencamp is a beautiful tap root. That beautiful root is what we use for medicinal purposes. So I'm going to give it a light sprinkle, sprinkle. And it also has these beautiful mullein roots. I'm going to harvest these mullein roots. I'm being more intentional about harvesting these early this year. Because last year I just waited and then the leaves were gigantic. And when you harvest a bunch of them at once, at least if you're like me and you procrastinate real bad, it's hard to try to clean these. You got a bunch of them. So I try to do a couple at a time. Just look at how beautiful these are. And I use these to make teas. So I'm going to harvest. I was a little aggressive, more so than I should have been with harvesting, but it's okay. I'm going to set these in my pocket. I see you driving around town with the girl I love. And I'm like, forget you. Not really worried because all of that biomass I've pulled off, it's going to be returned within a week. You can already see there's this leaf here and this rosette here coming out. This plant may be a little more drier than its counterparts, so this pot may be drier than its counterparts because this plant is taking up so much liquid. Is this going to give me a flower? Oh my goodness, y'all see that? I'm just now noticing that. Y'all see that? You see this here? Can I get y'all a good shot of this? Let's see if I can move this. How can I move y'all? Now this was a heavily edited show. This would be great. Y'all see this? Y'all see that beautiful cluster? We got some flowers coming in on our Ellencamp. That is beautiful. And I thought it died last year, so this is great. So go team, go us. We did it, y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep watering this bad boy. And I fertilize before watering. That way, as I'm watering, I'm technically fertilizing. Those of you just coming in again, this liquid is like spoiled milk in my water. Just leftover milk. That way I don't have to just throw it out. I try to recycle and compost everything I can. And like it's outside, so it's not going to smell super bad because it's outdoors and it's going to be broken down. I'm not like out here like that. Nobody's out here like that. So we can see that I'm done watering here. And we got some drippage and some drippage. Okay, now we're going to go down here. Now, while I'm down here, okay, I want y'all to keep in mind that these planters have, I think I turned them over kind of last year, but I don't remember doing much to them and doing anything outside of giving them a quick watering. I think I might have turned these over when I last replaced this, which was a couple of years ago, because I had to replace this planter because it was rotting. I should have treated it when I put this one in, but I didn't. So here's what I'm going to do for this one. This one is growing a bunch of Asiatic lilies. These are a bunch of bulbs that are pulling up so much energy to grow and produce all of this good leaf. All that energy, including the energy of this cabbage collar, because I still have that growing, is pulling up all this energy it can in order to produce a flower or to produce leaves, to produce that biomass. And there's still leaves that are trying to poke through here, okay? Leaves that are trying to get through. So this, I'm gonna actually give a little bit of a heavier fertilizer than I would the other pots. Why? It has more in it. Now, I have to keep in mind how heavily I'm fertilizing everything. So that way, as I'm going throughout the year, I don't burn my plants or give them too much fertilizer. And this one, I can't see it coming out of the bottom, but I can hear it. I can hear it when it's happening. Okay, and this one, since it's light enough now, and I want to water these heavy because I need them to be pulling in water. They're reaching deep to pull that water in, so I need to be pulling that in. That's enough water for that one. We're ready for the next one. The next one is this beautiful planter right here. This planter right here is going to be growing herbs for me. So I want to just lightly fertilize this one. It just needs to be able to give me enough biomass to get a good herb growing on. There's some seedlings here. So I'm going to be very just lackadaisical with it because I could always add more fertilizer, but it's difficult to take it away. It's difficult to take it away. Now that I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and water this. Again, I'm being careful because I don't want to wash any of these babies away, any of these little seedlings away. I want them to be here and excited. Now we're done with that. That's going to be dripping out soon. And now we have a couple more things that we're going to fertilize. I'm going to move on to this one next. This one has another of the lemon balms. Make y'all taller. I just had that glass in my hand. So that's only growing that. But I still don't want it to be like super big because this is a broken pot. I could use a better pot, but I don't want to. I'm also going to, while I'm here, just fertilize this here. And I've been heavy on fertilizing everybody. And I know some of y'all like, you're doing more than what the people you typically watch on the social media are doing. And I do. But I keep a watchful eye on my planty babies. You know what? I think I'm going to do something. I think next week, y'all, I'm going to take this out and put it in this pot down here. There's a pot down here I'm pointing at. You can't see me pointing to off camera. I'm pointing to off camera. I'm going to put it in that one and retire this pot. This pot I got from a friend I was going to fix up, and I'm never going to do that. It's been years. I just need to go ahead and call it quits. Call it quits. So now that I've done that, we're going to go ahead and water our next babies, which is this and this. We're watering now with just typical water. And again, those of you watching this in the future, you can throw your comments at the bottom. You can throw your comments at the bottom. I'll try to get to your comments. So y'all throw some comments up there. I'll try to speak to it, ask you, tell me what you want to see. But this one I'm being very careful to water, because if I water too quickly and it just runs over to the top, it'll run off to the side. It doesn't water anything. It just runs away. We're going to take this one out of this pot because it got pretty big last year, but we're going to be okay with it not being as big. Okay, I've also watered. This is regarding Victoriously. Because things happen, but we keep going. Things happen, but we keep going. I'm going to also water this one. Bring it closer. I'm just watering them. Okay, we're going to see water coming out of the bottom in a second. I'm going to get the fertilizer to fertilize these last ones. Actually, while I'm doing that, I can water the elderberry. The elderberry doesn't have a hole, it's just in a bucket. It's in a bucket. And now, it's just going to be a light sprinkle on the wooden box on the ground. And just near the plants that are growing the biggest. So now this is going to be me watering. Use a very light hand. I don't want to just again knock things over like I just did there. I'm just watering very intentionally. Okay, stand you back up. Hopefully it dries out. Trying to rinse that fertilizer I got in there out. Okay, and now that I've done that, we did all this watering for just 10 gallons. And the last thing I'm gonna water is just off the edge of the patio, which are some random seedlings that are coming up. I'm not sure if they are in the mint family or what. I'm just going to take care of them until they develop more. Try to smell them, and I can't smell what they are. And prayerfully, before the season gets to the summer, I'll get some berries and cream mint, which I just love talking to the people about. Some for the bees. The other wildlife. And that's it, y'all. We have watered all of my garden without me just rewatering everything just to get rid of this water for under 10 gallons, which is phenomenal. So we've been here for like 25 minutes. If I ever edit these and bridge them down, it'll be shorter. But thank you for joining me today with Gardening Victoriously. Remember, if you have questions, hit me up with your questions, your comments, your concerns. If you're in the triangle and you need a piece of an elderberry to propagate, let me know. And I will see you all next Monday. I want to start doing these around 3 o'clock, but once I start working, it may just be moved to a Saturday date, which may work better for you all. So you all have a phenomenal rest of your week. Keep growing plants.